Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Welcome back to the channel for the last time for 2017. It is New Year's Eve, 31st of December, and I have got an array of products which I've used this year which have really taken my shaving to another level and to places that I never thought I would sort of enjoy in any way whatsoever in this sort of hobby. So I'm going to try and incorporate this sort of top products of 2017, or my favourite products of 2017, into my shave. So I'm pretty much just going to start this off with what I'm going to use. And what I'm going to use is based on performance, scent, and probably one of the biggest factors for me is whether my wife likes it, and she absolutely loves this as well as I do. So this one won outright based on the fact that the performance of it is tremendous and the scent of it is just, I just absolutely love it. I think it's great, and all the attributes that come with it and all the post-shave feel and everything else that come with it are just exceptional and really up there with the best, if not one of the best. So I'm just going to move some stuff around so I can get a look at it. So you won't actually know what is my favourite until I show you stuff now, because I haven't really given any hints on the photograph at the front. I've just put a photograph of loads of stuff and you'll see all the stuff in the photograph which I really enjoy. My bathroom's a bit of a mess, I couldn't be asked doing it up. I was up late last night watching this shower of shit draw 0-0 again. 3 draws in a row, it's just fucking awful, so it is. Anyway, I'm going to start the new year on a high, and Man United will as well, hopefully. My number one for the whole of 2017 is Barrister's Reserve Cool. I love the labels. Shit hot labels, really minimalistic design, beautiful colours, that scent, and the scent is just phenomenal. If this is based pretty much spot on with Floyd Blue, then I am absolutely gobsmacked that they do not make Floyd Blue anymore, or Floyd, whatever. I have the Splash as well, which was very kindly sent to me from Untitled Chapter over in the States. And the Splash just blew me away, and it still does to this day, and my wife absolutely loves it, and that's really the big winner for me, if you can put something on that your wife likes, because 9 times out of 10 I pick things that the wife hates. So what I'm going to do now is show you the brush. Now I've had beautiful artisan made brushes this year, I've had big company brushes as well, and expensive brushes, cheap brushes. This one was essentially free. I won it in the, what was it called? I can't remember, the Halloween giveaway that was going on. I've got a terrible memory, I can't remember what it was called. But anyway, the 7 Deadly Sins. This is the Pasteur's 2017 Envy Shade brush, made by Nathan Clark. And the knot is pretty much a hybrid of the Black Wolf Fan knot and the Black Wolf Ultra Fan. It just sits right in the middle. And this is my brush of 2017. Now I've got some beautiful brushes here that I'm going to be showcasing each of them as I go through my shave, because it's hard to pick really, because all the handles are unique, they're all beautiful. I love all the handles, I think they're great, but it's the knots that are just totally different for me, and I thought I would find it hard to find synthetic knots that all feel different, but all these knots here all have a slightly different feel to them. Now in terms of number 2, for knots alone, I would probably have to give it to this Turn and Shave handle with the Milton 30mm quarter moon knot, and this is a beast of a brush. It is massive, but the knot itself, as you can see, looks pretty much the same style as the Envy Shave, and I think that's why I really enjoy using it. I've only used it twice and I was really blown away by that knot. It's tremendous. So let's get this brush wet. Trying to think what I might do here. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go through my soaps first, and then I'll go through the brushes as I'm lathering, and then I can go through another couple of bits and bobs. There's not too much hardware other than the brushes. So in terms of brushes, the selection out there is absolutely incredible. This brush was made from Tony Forsyth over at TF Custom. I think this was made around about the beginning of January last year, when I reached another milestone. It might have been March actually, a milestone on my channel. Beautiful brush, beautifully turned, and this has got a 26mm tuxedo style knot, and it is very nice, got a lot of scrub, beautiful brush, and Tony's customer service, as with everyone else I've dealt with, it's exceptional. The next one is the Turn and Shave, which I think was the Ever Shave at the time when when I got this one. It's an absolutely stunning brush, beautiful brush. 25mm, I think, synthetic. Now this one is the angel hair knot, and it is as soft as soft as soft. There's not much scrub to this one, but it is absolutely beautiful. It makes an amazing lather. It's a beautiful handle, and it's almost flawless, really. That's how good Milton is over at Turn and Shave. The next one was pretty much an accident. It was sent to me with the wrong size knot and everything in it, and Mervyn Cadman, who makes these brushes, just told me to keep it. And the other one, there was 2 sent over, he's sending me another couple. So I actually had to re-knot it because the knot was just set far too low. But the handle on this is just absolutely stunning. It now has a 26mm black and white Magard knot, which feels very similar to the 26mm, but you can see the sort of difference in the size of them because of the opening. But still a beautiful knot. They're not as soft as the Tuxedo knot, I have to say. That I don't find them as soft as the Tuxedo or the Black Ghost, but they are still nice knots. Now this one is easily one of my favourites. It didn't get in the top, well, I never got the top brush this year because the Envy Shave brush knot was just incredible. But this one is probably my number 2, my second pick of the year. Beautiful purple haze, made from Peter Wolf over at Wolf Whiskers. I'm hoping to get on his list again soon. And I just absolutely love this brush. The knot on it is phenomenal. This is the original fan knot, and you can no longer get your hands on it anymore. Right, natural hair knots or natural hair brushes. Now I've had a few. I've had obviously my Morrison Fondren, which is shedding, but it's still a beautiful knot. I've tried the Declaration brush, which I sent over to Spencer. Well, I never sent it to Spencer, it was sent to me first, and I forwarded it to Spencer. I was able to try that as well. It's a beautiful knot. I've tried quite a lot of nice knots this year. I've got the Simog Caravella knot, the Badger and Boar mixed knot. But there's 2 knots that stood out to me this year. One of them was actually sent to me from West Coast Shaving. This one. So this one comes in at number 2, number 2 in terms of my favourite natural hair brushes. Now I don't know whether we can show you this engraving here, but it is engraved on the side very nicely. It's a tie-dye colour, which I absolutely love. It's just super bright pink and a little bit of sort of violet purplish colour with a bright white. This is a silver tip knot. Now it's a densely packed silver tip. I've used it quite extensively, quite a bit, especially through November. The hook tips on it are starting to hook ever so slightly. It's becoming a beautiful knot, and I was really surprised. I think you pick these up for about $60. It's a beautiful turned handle, it's very comfortable to hold, it's got great weight to it, and I just think it looks stunning. But the knot itself is superb. And the one that takes out number 1 for me, bearing in mind the knots that I've used this year and the good quality brushes, Morrison Fondrens and Declaration and things like that, my top knot goes to this Magard 24mm 2-band Finest. I've used this once on my face and it is absolutely insanely amazing. It's dense, it's got great backbone. The tips when they're soaked are just phenomenally soft. It's got amazing scrub. It's so dense. I mean, you can see how dense that brush is. It is super dense. It's got great scrub. The tips are already starting to split a little. I've hand lathered it 4 times. The smell's pretty much gone. I can just get a slight bit of funk still from it. So probably another couple of shaves and another couple of uses and that scent will come out. But it is surprisingly, extremely surprisingly, it's come out as my number 1 natural hair knot this year. And do you know what? It'll be a tough one to beat. It really will. So we shall see what 2018 brings. Hopefully it might bring a couple of nice natural hair knots in. And I do have a couple on the way, so I'm hoping that they'll be pretty good. We'll see how they go. But this one's also set in one of my favourite handles, Manchester United Leo Frio Custom. Just a stunning, stunning handle. Now, I didn't actually bring a Leo Frio down here with me in my synthetic range. I thought I would just showcase this one because his work is just beautiful. There's very few artisans out there that do what he does. I don't think there's many guys out there that do the rod system where you can pick any colour combination, he sticks them all together with a rod, and you just would never know. They just match absolutely seamlessly. Just beautiful brush, it really is. This one was re-knotted. It used to have a 24mm Game Changer in there. It was re-knotted and it's now obviously 24mm Magard 2-band finest, and it's exceptional. It really blew me away this year, and I've only just recently got it, so I'm really happy. It was re-knotted by Reyes Restores. I just want to give a mention to Reyes as well. His customer service is also exceptional. It always gets back to you really quickly with messages, which is surprising because I know he's receiving a lot of messages from a lot of people all around the world, but he always takes the time, and I do have a lot of long conversations with him. And I have to say the same for Peter and Leo Frio, Milton. They're all the same. These guys, and Tony and Mervyn Cadman, you reach out to them and they get straight back to you, and they keep in contact with you. If you send them a message, you get an answer. If you don't send them a message, sometimes they just send you one just out of the blue to see how you're getting on. Now, I know because I have the channel and I'm pretty active in the community in terms of being on Facebook and things like that. Not as active as a lot of people, but I'm pretty active. I try to keep my hand in and speak to people and get stuck into conversations. But these guys take the time. Most of them have full-time jobs. I think the only one that doesn't, that I know of, is probably Peter Wolf, in terms of what I purchased. And so they work full-time. They then do this as basically their hobby, but they still have that time in between. And I know what it's like. I mean, I've got 3 kids, 2 dogs and a wife, and a mortgage to pay and 2 jobs, and I'm starting a new job next year. It's just chaos. You just don't, to be able to find the time to give someone the customer service that you should give, it's pretty difficult these days. So I have to commend all these guys that make the brushes and make the razors and make all these beautiful custom things and artisan products, all the soaps and everything. You have to commend them for what they do. And yeah, you might not agree with some of their ethics and some of the things they do, or some of the scents or the quality of the soaps, but they're all out there trying to do the best and make things that satisfy the majority. You can't satisfy everyone. So that being said, I've been through all the brushes. That's my brushes of 2017. Like I say, there's my number 1, and I'm just about to use it. Straight into the Barristers. I'll just show you the back as well. Barristers Reserve Cool, which is a beautiful, light, refreshing cologne scent. And if you smelled Floyd Blue or Floyd Blue, I'm not sure. Sorry about that, I just had a phone call. So what I've done is I've switched over to flight mode. I didn't actually answer the call, I just let it ring out as an unknown number, but I've put it back onto flight mode now, so hopefully I don't get any more interruptions other than maybe the kids or the wife. So I'm just loading up here on the Barrister Reserve. Now, in terms of getting a load on this brush from Barrister Reserve, you don't need a lot. That's it. Just banded up the top there. That's all you need. You don't need a lot of this soap. It's phenomenal performing soap. It's just great stuff. You don't need a lot of it. And then as I'm lathering, I'm going to try at least and go through. Let me have a look. I do have a lot of stuff here, so I'm going to try and get through it as best I can based on what they are. So I'm going to start painting this on. So in terms of soap splash combos, I don't have a lot of them. I think I've only got 2 or 3. I wish I could have more, but they're just so bloody expensive. In fact, I've got more than 2 or 3. I've got some, it's mainly Barrister Man, if I'm honest. But one came into my den last week, or this week, which rivals this one. And it's not even mine. But I'm going to show it anyway. I'm basically going to try and do this in 2s. I know I'm not a man of even numbers, but I just don't have the space to have things any more than that. So in terms of soap splash combos, my number 2 of 2017 goes to Private Reserve, Australian Private Reserve, Bay City. And obviously, like I say, splash combos, so the splash is there as well. Now that stuff is absolutely phenomenal. A phenomenal soap with a phenomenal splash, which just works. It's got a very clean set of ingredients. There's not much in them at all. It's got great skin food in the splash. The scent is beautiful. It's a bay rum with no clove. I thought I could smell some clove, but there isn't any clove, but I did get a hint of cinnamon. Beautiful hit of orange. And I do like a bay rum scent, but to be honest, out of all the bay rums I've used, that one wins hands down. So as you can see, with the Barrister's Reserve, I loaded for probably 10-15 seconds, which is probably too much. But you can see it's just whipping up a beautiful thick lather. So, for performance, I picked one soap. I picked my overall favourite performing soap of the year. Maybe not my favourite scent. Well, it's not my favourite scent. Holy Cow Donkey Milk Formula. Now that one is Fougere Bouquet, which is still a beautiful scent, beautiful floral. Gorgeous scent. I'm not a big floral fan, but that one really is lovely. But the performance on Holy Cow soaps is literally second to none. I've tried some amazing products this year. Now you have to bear in mind, things like this Barrister's Reserve are amazing. So for me to turn around and say that that's the best performing soap really praises Sri over at Holy Cow extremely highly. And given that I've got some beautiful products in the den, to pull that one out as a number one, and it wasn't even a hard choice. I didn't actually go in there and struggle to pick it. You know, I think last year my number one was Wickham, and they're still one of my favourite performing soaps. But Holy Cow took it to a new level this year. The only one that I'm a bit upset that I didn't get to actually try this year, which is on its way, is Oleo Soapworks Canard formula, the duck formula. That's the one I was really looking forward to trying. I was hoping to get it before Christmas or before the new year, but it wasn't to be. It is on its way. But I think that one would definitely be up there in the list, at least anyway. Right, number one blade for the year, Gillette Nasset. I'm not putting anything else out there. You guys have tried all the blades the same as me. That's my favourite for the year. I absolutely love it, and I'm not even using it today. My number two razor for the year, my second favourite razor of the year, and the one that sort of surprised me given that it's not a stainless steel one, the Rockwell 6C. Fully adjustable razor, works well with pretty much every blade. It's got a beautiful weight to it. Still not sold on the looks of it, but in terms of shave, there's nothing that I've used this year really that has been better other than this. Now this one goes to my number one, and once again it's not even mine. We'll see how it goes for its second shave. The Supply razor. This gave me the best shave that I've ever had 2 days ago. I was really blown away. Look at that ladder. Single edge injection razor. The blades, I believe, are made by Supply Razor for this one, but you can use any injector type blade, I think, as far as I'm aware. It's a good hefty razor. I think it is stainless steel. It's adjustable as well. You can take this off and put other plates on. I have been made aware that this is the mid-aggressive plate. It is quite mild, so I would imagine that the mild plate's useless and the aggressive plate, I don't know. But this works beautifully. I absolutely love it. Thank you, Spencer, for sending it over. It's really opened my eyes to single edge razors. I do actually like this. I really do like it. I like the look of it as well. It's starting to grow on me the more I look at it, and the weight of it and the feel of it, that matte finish, it's really nice. Anyway, so that's my razors for the year. There's not much to say about the razors really. I've got a few more in there. The NJ90 gets an honourable mention for being a great everyday mild razor. But other than that, this thing takes my top spot at the moment. So here we go. Here's the 2017 with the Supply razor. Oh. It is just superbly smooth, and it is cutting. I keep having a look at it thinking it's not, but it is cutting. Right, so I'm going to try and move on just a little bit. I've split this up a little bit. I haven't just went for favourite soaps. What I've done is I've went for favourite selections of soaps. So citrus scented or fruit scented soaps in that sort of fruit category. I have went for my number two. It's Iced Pineapple from Sterling, which I also have the balm for. The balm from Sterling is just tremendous in terms of value. There's not much better out there in terms of value. I mean, they cost, I think they're less than, they're about $15 or something American. But that took out number 2. It's a beautiful mentholated soap. It really does, it smells like pineapple cubes, which is a sweet I used to eat when I was a kid. Yeah, this does a great job, it really does. Feels very similar to a single edge, a classic sort of single edge like the Gem razors or the Everreadys. That really buttery smooth, it doesn't feel like it's doing anything, but it is cutting the hair. Really nice. And number 1 was one that, when I seen the label, I thought I have to have this soap. Just based on the label alone. But when I heard what the notes of it were, that made me want it even more. Flora Colossus by Lather Bros. Now this soap is absolutely superb. In terms of performance, it is very, very close to that of Holy Call, Barrister and Man, Wickham, Phoenix and Bow Sterling. It is up there with all of them, comfortably. It's not like I would say it's inferior to those products. It's a great performing lather, it's thick, cushiony, slick, but the scent on that, I love it. I'm not a big fan of lavender, I have to say, but the lavender and pear in there, the pear just cuts through it. The pear, I love the smell of pears. It's a real summer refreshing scent for me, pear, and it really comes through, and it smells like you've just sliced open a lovely Nashi pear or a packing pear. Just that beautiful sweet pear scent, and it's not a strong scent. It's around about a 3 or a 4 out of 10. It builds up on your face when you actually start lathering it up. Now there won't be much feedback from this razor because I've got a day's growth, and I did use the above the tie yesterday, which is a reasonably efficient razor. Oh, that Barrister and Man. Oh, that's good stuff. Tell me. Right, let's get stuck in for lather number 2. Yeah, this is easily my favourite synthetic knot. This one and the Milton 30mm Watermoon are the 2 best knots I've used of the year. Better than any natural hairbrush that I've used. Just going to dip the tips. Superb. One thing I love about this, I don't know how it works, but it just seems to hold that lather like a natural hairbrush. It doesn't allow it to fall down the handle. It is an exceptional knot. It was really well designed. Right, so pass number 2, I'll be using, same again, the supply razor. And I'm going to move on now to my favourite hard soap, or triple milled soap if you like. I've tried a few along the way. I've tried Kent, I've tried Mitchell's Wilfat, I've tried, I mean, even Fine comes as a hard puck. I'm not sure if it's triple mill, but it is a very hard puck. And out of all of them, they were good. Fine is a good soap, but this one is now soaking. Really blew me away when I used it. I was very surprised by it. Captain Faucets shaving soap. Comes in a beautiful wooden tub, pretty much the exact same as the Mitchell's Wilfat or Kent shaving soap, not Mitchell's Wilfat, the Kent shaving soap, and it's really, really good. Now for those of you out there as well, if you just for a bit of advice with this razor, if you're using it, you can see there that sort of flat, this part here. You want that flat on your skin when you use it. Now because of the style of this razor, it also has 0 overhang. So it's very safe to use around your nose and your ears and things like that. It's brilliant. It really is brilliant. I love it. It has really surprised me. I'm sure Spencer's watching this shade quite excited because we have talked about a trade for this razor, and I have to say after this use it's closer to happening. Right, lather number 3. Mentholated soaps. What's my top mentholated soaps for the year? This one was a little bit harder because I've got quite a few from the same brand or the same company. So my number 2 goes to Margaritas in the Arctic from Sterling. Oh, it just smells like a fruit pastel ice lolly. Beautiful limey scent, and it's just phenomenal. I love citrus scents as it is, but that is my number 2, Sterling. My number 1 went to Barrister Man First Snow. This one is the least complex scent of Barrister Man, but it is absolutely phenomenal. Beautiful scent of leather and a beautiful scent of fur. It is an absolutely stunning soap. That was my number 1 mentholated. My honourable mentions for soaps of the year. One of them has been featured on my channel heavily from the day I got it. Wickham 1912 Club Cola. And the other one was a scent which also made it onto the Canuck Shavers channel. It doesn't get the praise it deserves in my opinion. I love it. I know it's a scent that not everyone's going to like, but I was brought up playing football. I was always out in the fields playing. I was always playing soccer. I was always doing stuff like that. So when I smelled this soap, it just sang to me. It was like being back in Celtic Park in Scotland, watching the hoops. It really was. I'll tell you what guys, what a shade that was. Beautiful razor. I mean that's as smooth as you can get. Maybe not the shave because I only go for the FS damn fine shave. I don't get a BBS shave, but in terms of smoothness from a razor, it does not get better than that. Stunning. Yeah, and my second honourable mention, Barrister Man Diamond. It just smells like being at a football ground really for me. You can smell popcorn, you can smell beer, you can smell grass, the sweet grass. It's just lovely. Really, really nice scent which I absolutely love. Right, post-shave products of the year. My number 1, Witch Hazel, Thayer's Medicaid. Just really solely based on the scent if I'm honest. But it gives a lovely sting with the alcohol as well. Right, well that's drying in. We can have a look at number one creams are my top 2 creams of the year. Number 1, or should I say number 2, goes to Head Slick from Headblade. This stuff is phenomenal, even for face shavers. Get some. It's as good as any cream on the market, and it's as good as most soaps as well. In terms of slickness, there's very few things better than that for slickness. My number 1 shaving cream, the Elvado Royal Tahitian line. Absolutely phenomenal performing cream, brush or brushless. It just works. It smells great. It's got a good scent strength. The balms that come with it as well, which I also have here, that's the matching set there, are absolutely outstanding. It just works so well, and you can take it with you without a brush, rub it all over your face and have a shave, or on your head and have a shave. It's exceptional cream, very slick, very, very nicely scented. Right, so how are we feeling? Feeling pretty good. So, once again, my soap of the year is Barrister's Reserve Cool. Just, you can't go wrong with it. It smells great, lathers great. It's a phenomenal performing soap, it really is. I'm pretty much dried now. I'm going to follow this up now with Barrister's Reserve Cool Splash, which is also a lovely blue colour. It's full, and I mean full, of awesome skin food. But that scent, it is absolutely phenomenal. I don't know whether you guys can see that colour of that. Bright blue. Oh. What a shave. What a way to finish 2017 on the channel. Now, last, but certainly not least, is 2 items which have featured very, very heavily throughout the year. Not very, very heavily, but quite heavily throughout the year. One of them is these. Alright, the pink and purple tweezers. These are probably my most used and utilised item off camera. I've had quite a few issues this year when I was going against the grain, getting ingrown hairs and things, and these bad boys with the needle points have served me very well. This splash is fucking amazing. The menthol is out of this world. My face is just ice cold right now, it's beautiful. And the scent is... But I'm going to finish off now with... I'm probably going to be bold and say this is probably my product of the year, software wise, my product software of the year. It's featured very heavily at the beginning of the year and probably through the first 6 months. And a lot of you may have already guessed it. Nivea Too Faced. This splash, so just you can see it mix on camera. This splash took me by surprise. There's very few splashes out there that do what that does, in my opinion. It's got a lovely scent for a start. It's got that lovely clean Nivea scent. It's got a really nice scent. Doesn't last very long, the scent, but the properties of it are just outstanding. You put it on, you get a nice sting from the alcohol, not too much. You get a beautiful zing from the menthol like I'm getting now, and then you get left with this beautiful sort of after post-shave feel, like a really soft. To say it's a cheap product, it's a mass-produced product, it's from a major corporation, that takes out my top software for the year, just based on price, what it does and how good it is. And you know, you can spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on lovely stuff, but you can walk into your local supermarket and spend $7 and pick up one of these and get a post-shave feel as good as anything. It's not going to be as good for your skin, I wouldn't think, but it really is an exceptional product. So, what a year. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's been a hell of a journey. You've all come along in that journey with me. I've had highs, I've had lows, I've spoke to counsellors, I've seen my daughter win competitions, my son's taken up soccer, I've watched Manchester United transition into a good team at the start of the season, into a shit team at the end of the year. It's been a tough old year, this one. So I'm hoping with this new chapter in my life next year that it's only going to get better from here on in. And I hope you guys come along on the journey. I hope I can find the time and the energy and be able to put the effort in to try and keep this channel going next year. It's going to be a really, really busy, tough year, but this is my escape, standing in front of this camera in this bathroom, and you know, it's been good, and I've really enjoyed it, as even far superior and far more so than I did last year. Much more at ease on the camera, much more at ease speaking with people and being in touch with people, and I've met so many great people along the way. And I just want to put a massive, massive, massive special thank you to not only the companies that have sent me stuff to try and test out and keep and piff and sell and do whatever, all those guys that take that gamble to send things. I hope your companies are doing well. I hope you have had a great 2017, you're going to have a great 2018. And I just want to put out one last final special mention out there, just for one individual on the other side of the world. I've met a lot of mates through this, a lot, and I couldn't name you all. You all know who you are for whatever reasons that I've met you and spoke to you through the way. But one person stood out all year for me, and that's Oive Chapel, Alex Kaplan, over in New York. He's so generous. He really is. I can't commend the man enough. And not just with me, with so many members of the shaving community. He copped a bit of a rough ride through the middle of the year there with the Wolfman Razor saga, but the man is just on a different level of generosity, and for a Russian that's quite impressive, I've got to say. So Oive, thanks very much, mate, for everything you do for me and for everyone else out there in the shaving community. You're a top bloke, and you do a great job in your job as well, and yeah, like I say, mate, just no more words can describe it. So you guys, stay safe, drive safe. Remember, it is New Year's Eve. If you're going to drink, don't drive. Get a taxi, get an Uber, get a mate, someone that's sober. Just don't risk it. Too many people die on this night of the year every year, and it's just not worth it. So I have unfortunately been part of that through my life in the police. I've seen horrific things throughout my life, and nothing more horrific than things like that. So just stay safe and drive safe, and don't drink and drive. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful New Year's Eve celebration, and I'll catch you guys in 2018. Cheers.